Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use VTube T-Box. And as you can see, this VTube T-Box is my own VTuber app. Okay, first of all, it's free. It's named on your own price, you just put 0 and, well, it's free. Okay, you just have to download the VTuber zip and the included VRM file. Okay, you download it and then you unzip the file. What you're going to have is this. Okay, you click on the application and it's going to start up like this, full screen. So what you do is you press F11 and it's going to make it windowed. Now that you have your application windowed, that is a placeholder video. This video will actually be there. Now that you have this loaded, the next thing to do is to load your own VRM avatar. Now, what do? We go into our avatar. Well, I would say whatever folder you have your avatar, and you load it. Of course, if you don't have an avatar, I have included an avatar, so you can just test it. And you load it. Okay, now as you can see, we have our avatar now in here. Now, what does this material type mean? Well, this material type means the way it looks inside of the game. For example, here, this one is this one that you are seeing. This one is auto. An M-tune unlit. M-tune lit is the next one. M-tune lit. This one is the one that says SSS equals subsurface. This one is the one that just says unlit. This one. This one is the one that says subsurface but profile. This one is the same basically as this one, but with a profile, different profile. And GLTF is this last one. Pick whatever you want. Okay. Now that that is done, and you know how to do this, what is resize physics subject? Okay, that's for avatars that are a little bit different than normal humanoid avatars like this one. For example, let me show you. After I finish with the next one. Save avatar to list. Okay, so here I have a list of avatars. And if I want to save one of the avatars, let's say this guy, as what do I want? A subsurface profile. So the good looking one. And I wanted to call it Toast _ SP. Check the underscore because I have one that is SP but without underscore. Okay, and I open it. Pam pam. It unchecks, and now if I go here, now I have this guy. Let's load back this guy. There you go, that's an avatar. And if I load this, you will see it has the subsurface thingy. Now, why resize physics? Well, for the same reason you have to use the VRM file that I included as your tracking. Let's say you want to go from one avatar to something like this. Well, tracking surely wouldn't work in normal circumstances, but this is not normal. Everything, all the tracking, goes through a translation layer that uses the included avatar, so everything works together. You can do something as weird as this, or let's say you can have a female and everything just works. Instead of just deforming and doing bad things. No. It just works. Okay, now let's go into this part. What is this? Well, this is the tracking. Right now, what I'm doing is through Wide.io, that's another app, that's a tracking app. I'm sending everything to this port. And in this port, I am getting this motion capture. You can have two ports. One is basically for, well, this one does everything, and this one overrides the body. So you can have face capture and body capture in two different ports. Okay. Let's say you are using VCFace and 3D Pose Tracker, for example. That's something. Or Wide.io and 3D Pose Tracker, or blah 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 blah. Or actually, you could use Wide.io and VCFace to have the extra range motion of VCFace. There's a lot of OSC VMC tracking apps or pose apps. Anyways, now how do I make them work? Okay, first make sure you're putting the included VRM file as in your tracking apps. They will normally let you change the character that you have for tracking. Okay, put this guy into there. He should work. Why is this? Because everything is going through a translation layer, so you can do things like this, and the guy is just working without any changes, right? Make sure your tracking app is using the VRM file that is included, and the other one is make sure that your VRM file, like your actual character, has the necessary blend shapes. Okay, a little editor's note. What I mean by the blend shapes that the app needs, let's say for example this guy is using these blend shapes from Wide.io, which are the ARKit blend shapes, and no more, but is actually using them. He has the shape keys, and that's what you need to make sure, that you actually have the shape keys on your character. Okay, the blend shapes, necessary blend shapes I mean, are different from app to app, from tracking app from tracking app. Let's say Wide.io, of course, I have made a tutorial on how to use it if you have an iPhone. VCFace, normally all the generated avatars have the blend shapes necessary for VCFace. But if you did your own custom avatar, you may have done a little hack where you don't actually need to make a blend shape. You can just take blend shapes and mix them and put them out. That's the thing that doesn't work. What you need to do is basically I'm gonna make a little tutorial on how to fix, quote unquote, fix your character for this app. Okay, I've shown second port, of course, and root motion. What is root motion? Okay, for things like VCFace and Wide.io and many, what you can do is whenever you move, your character moves like it's a puppet. Now, if you turn it off, your character will actually move like normal. But if you don't, you actually move. That's cool if you have body tracking, for example, and you want to walk around and something. I don't know. Okay. So that's this corner. Okay, now let's get into this corner. Well, first, here are the credits, blah blah blah, easy. The controls, easy. And the how to use page. Okay, good. Now, What is this that says delete projectiles and toggle spawners? Well, that's for future use. There's a little room that actually has some of that, but it's not really implemented right now. And what is this? Change level. Okay, let me show you. Let's go into reactor room. Okay. Now here I can actually show you. Pum pum. There you go. What these two do. Okay. So this is a spawner block. If I toggle it, it just spawns things, right? Boop, boop. Okay. Toggle, of course, makes it turn off, and delete deletes everything. Easy. As I said, I have not really done anything with it, but I have some plans. Okay. This room, you have some really cool stuff. Here you could put your chat and the whatever video you're watching. I don't know. I just made it because I could. Okay. So, and the next room I actually want to show you is one of the rooms that you would be using. I could go here into a stream room. And this is a stream room. Wow, cool, nice. You can sit on the chairs. Let me load this. Oop. You can sit on the chairs and blah 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 blah. Or, because I'm using something that is really one of the materials that is really light, and by light I mean lighting. That lighting is really important. I'm gonna go into stream room light, and this room has multiple lights. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you something that you can do in these rooms. There you go. Of course, we can sit down again. Cool, cool, cool. But the other thing we can do is click on these switches. You click with the mouse. There you go. As you can see, each one of them would do a thing. I'll go through them in a little while. But yeah, each one of these switches will do a thing. Okay, now what is this doing? Well, as you can see, whenever I clicked it, in my OBS, ooh, it looks transparent. Now why? Well, let me show you. By going to the filters of that game capture, I can see that the color key is being filtered out. And that's the difference. Now click again in the color key, noise, and turn it off. Okay, of course, if your color key is not purple like mine, you can change the color by clicking on this little I mean, it's difficult to see if I have the freaking key. Let me take it out. Okay, with the key off, if you click in this little gray slate, you get an actual interface. So what do you do here? Well, here is where you can change your color. Let's say I just want to make it red. I save it, close it, and I reset it. There you go. Now my background is red. Let's say I wanted to make it green. Whoop. Well, 0.1. Save it, close it, and there you go. Green background. Of course, this wouldn't work with me because green, I have too much green in my character, so that's not such a great green screen. But yeah. Okay. But that green screen is not the only thing that can be changed. Things from the lights The lights, you can change the color, the brightness, the radius, the scale, how big it is. If you can see, this one is huge. The rotation, and where they are in the world. Like, let me show you. This is room light. The light one is a big one. Let's move it to 100. Whoop. And there you go. It's moved to 100. Save it back, close it, and that's it for the lights. But not only that, you can actually change even the sun. Yep, even the sun. And this guy is a little thing that I call dolls. Okay, and what is this? Well, this is what you would use if you want to have two avatars at the same time. Let's say I want to have this one, and let's say I want to have my bot. There you go. I can have them both, and if you see him, it's because he's doing a T-pose because he is ready to have the second port, aka body tracking. You can turn it off, and there you go. No more body tracking. You can change root motion, so it has root motion too, or resize the physics. You can do basically the same as you do with characters. Okay. And it moves. Okay, let's say now I have changed everything I wanted to change in the level. Let's say I put up the sun, or I just turn off the sun, and let's say I have the green screen in the back, blah 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 blah. Right? Okay. Let's say I wanted to save that. Well, that's what this corner is about. Save state. Save the state, you give it a name. Here I have a little list of save states for the level. For example, let me show you. Let me get up. And boom, 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 boom. Let me just, so you see I'm not doing foul. There you go. I'm reloading the level. Done so, the level has nothing. And I just click here on load level. Whoop. Now everything is loaded. Here I have this. And I have my whole profile moved. For example, the light is now that color. The sun is not as bright as before, because the sun, let me see, where do I have it? I have it with luminosity 1. Oh. There you go. Well, sun is just great, everything is great. The robot just loaded. There you go. And everything is done just by clicking here. Now, what do I do if I had a specific angle, right? I had a specific angle, but I saved it. Well, if I load it, then I can load the specific angle that I want. And from there I can change it or whatever. Or just make sure it's loaded. For example, I like this angle, because with the green screen, this is perfect for streaming. Just load it, you press P to take out the menu, you press Q to put out the mouse, and you just move it, because if you don't press Q, you're going to move the entire thing. Okay, now let's get into objects. This little section, these two. Okay, avatar objects. Right now I have a little object called a headset, and I load it. And as you can see, there you go. I have a headset now in my character. Maybe I don't want the headset. Maybe I want I don't know, like frog head. There you go. I drop it. There you go. I drop it with O. As you can see in the controls, drop with O. Okay. But how would you make this? Well, as you can see here, I have a little thing. Let me delete arcade. There you go. Here I have a little thing that says create new. Okay. let's go ahead and create a new one from an imported object. Okay, I'll tell you about that in a little moment. Let's say from arcade 0, and I want it in the head, right? I can click spawn, and that thing is gigantic. Holy. Okay, let's put it there. Sheesh. That's a hack if you want to put something in the level, but whatever. Okay. But I know how to make a little freaking arcade in my head. Let's make it PBR, arcade, full position 21, and minus 90 degrees of rotation. This is how it's going to look, right? And how are you going to call it? I'm going to call it arcade act. I'm going to save it and close it. Go to my object, and there you go. I have my little arcade hat. I can press O and I can get rid of it. Or I could, you know, edit it. You select load and you select which one you want to load. Arcade hat. There you go. The save is even here. And let's say I wanted to make it, I don't know, double as big. Make it bigger. There you go. Save it again. Close it. And give me arcade hat. Now it's doubly as big. Nice. Cool. And that's how you create an object. Now. Okay, but as you saw, it uses an imported object. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here, delete, and I'm going to delete the arcade. It's going to be in this. Oh, I already did it. Oh yeah, I already did it. Okay, just delete it. I'm going to close it, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to import the object. Now, to import, I would recommend to close the actual application, close it, you load it again, and the first thing you do is just import. Okay. Here, let me take out that. Here, you would click on open object and you would click on whatever object you want. Here I have my 3D object. It's called arcade and it is the arcade. I open it and as you can see here, we successfully got arcade. However, we didn't get any textures for it. I'll tell you why in a moment. Let me call this arcade. Let me save it. And there you go. Okay. Now let me go back to my avatar. Boom. Great, great. And let me show you. This is going to work only because it is the same name of everything. There you go. But as you can see, it has no texture. Like this one has no texture. Now, why is that? Well, because whoever did this 3D model, he didn't attach the textures to the 3D model, so they are separate. So what I have to do is go to edit saved here in import object, and I go to my arcade. Now here, my app says missing texture because it is missing the texture. So what you can do is, if you had multiple meshes, like for example, this headset that is made of multiple meshes, you could copy from a mesh that actually has a texture. All of them have a texture, so it's okay. Or what you can do is find a texture inside of your file explorer. Here I have the textures of the retro cabinet, literally in the same folder as the source. God damn it, but okay. You click it, you save it, and you close it. Now, let me show you what happens when I drop this guy. Boop. And I click again in their GitHub. There you go. Now it has its textures. And it works just fucking fine. Nice. Now that's how it works with import object. If for some reason you cannot import and you have already restarted and not loaded your avatar, just imported the object, well then probably your object is not the best. What I would do is open it in Blender and save it as GLTF. That may do it. That's it. Okay, and last but not least is the connection to Twitch or YouTube or whatever you want, right? Well, for that, I'm using this little thing called board. So it is not really like a connection directly from Twitch, but you can send a message to the app through a UDP port. Send UDP packet. This is a local connection. This basically means in this computer through the port 5555555 you send this alert, which is F alert. It's just a buffer. Full alert doesn't matter. Blah 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 blah. The important thing that matters is this one. Spawn on avatar drop. And whatever you want to drop. In this case, I'm going to drop the headset, which is this one. There you go. Headset. Ta-da. With the same case, of course, uppercase. Ta-da. And whenever I click it, let me show you. Whenever I click it, there you go. I have a headset. Now, how does this, connect to Twitch? Or how does this happen? Well, not only can you just click the button and make it work, but you can also, in board, add some triggers. Save that and check the triggers. As you can see, a Twitch new follower is one of the triggers. Now, if you want to understand how this works, just read some board receiver, board 2 receiver tutorial. But basically you connect through Twitch, and then, well, basically that's it. And you connect to your OBS. And that's it. Oh, let me show you how it works. Let me do a little test. Test follower. Bill followed you. There you go. And as you can see, there you go. There we have the headset. Let me test it again so you can see it. See the little link, follow you, and there you go. So that's basically how it's connected. For now, I only have a couple of commands. I'm gonna make a command file and I'm gonna drop it inside of the somewhere. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. Now, thanks a lot for watching, and I see you next time. Bye bye.